Get it popping. Yes,
Recording
sir.
progress.
Always.
Yep.
And good thing it's not on the it's not in the recording, or is it?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
That's the one thing they kept it out. Yep.
Thank you, Zoom.
Yeah.
Because you're not only are you getting us through the pandemic, you are helping us do a lot of stuff. So shout out to Zoom, shout out to Silicon Valley.
Yeah. I mean, they get paid.
Yeah. Sponsor
paid.
us.
Got paid these Bammers too.
Yep.
But yeah, Community Coalition Show, y'all know what it is. Kate Wilson, David 2K.
What's good, gang?
Another week, another thing, lot going on in the crazy world.
A lot of BS happening.
Yeah. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm good. Just took a little mini vacay. Went and go saw some fam up in New York. So that's good. Always good. Always interesting too. Like, when you travel, it just makes you realize that we live differently. People, where you are, you live different.
Yeah.
And one thing about driving to New York is it's like battle. I can't do it. I'm not
built for it.
I'm not a big driver. I'm not an aggressive driver. One, also two, I have extreme fear of heights and bridges and stuff. So can't do it.
Yeah, can't do it. Here.
So
also I don't drive, so we'll cross that bridge or maybe we won't cross that bridge.
You won't cross that bridge. You're not when you get to it. Yeah.
Oh, I see you with the hairline popping. I see you. You.
Man, I just haven't shaved.
Hey man, but it look crispy.
Yeah, a little white.
I see. Hey man, embrace it.
A little bits and pieces. Look, I got the goatee. I'm trying to get that going. Yeah. See the beard oil working on that joint. Yeah. Don't worry, I'm gonna let y'all know about that too. So yeah, we here. It's good. Another week. But I wanted to dig into this topic because I haven't heard much about it in the last couple weeks. And I feel like this is
kind of came and went.
Yeah. Oh, they snuck this one.
Yeah,
they snuck this one out real smooth. Yeah. And I want to bring it up. I want to bring some light to this because I feel like for Black people, for us, this is extremally important. And no one's talking about it. So I want to bring this up. A couple weeks ago, well, reports came, the article started coming out early August.
Yep.
But apparently earlier this year, the state of Tennessee, some other southern states, they actually passed laws that they're fining teachers. They're threatening teachers could lose their licensing if they're teaching about race in schools.
Which is crazy.
That is insane. That is absolutely insane.
Imagine you're a Black teacher and because let's think about it from that perspective. Kenny, you're a Black teacher. Imagine one of your students asks you about race, and you are now in risk of losing your license.
There's no way you can teach anything in school and not have a conversation about it. First of all, history. What you gonna do with history?
Right. We're just gonna deny that it happened.
And
wait, hold on. White people did slavery? No, that's not what happened.
So this is crazy, and I think it goes so much deeper. So I first found this. Let me credit. So I'm gonna read from this. This actually came on the Shade Room. Shade Room actually, and they reported another site called Degree. I think it's a publication.
That's the Shade Room.
Yeah. So whatever you think of them, whatever. But this is good information. So I want you to this real quick. I'm just reading this. So it says,
go for it.
Reports teachers who knowingly violate the new law could have their licenses suspended or revoked, while school districts could be hit with fines starting at $1 million and raising to $5 million each time a teacher, and this is in quotes, knowingly initiates classroom discussions about systemic racism, white privilege, and sexism. So again, for some background, Republican lawmakers in Tennessee passed legislation to ban teaching of critical race theory, describing it as a dangerous theory that endangered every child in the state, and in the editorial published by the Tennessean. Okay.
Wow.
That comes out. So
and
I can go in. Let me talk about with this asshole Ted Cruz, because I can't stand this dude. I don't care. I say it publicly. Whatever. Come see me. He called it.
He ain't trying to come see you.
He ain't trying to come see me. Poison that is poured into the minds of our kids. That's what he said.
Poison.
But again, we know why. I said it all the time on the show.
Mm-hmm.
We know why.
We know why. And bro, your last name is Cruz.
Well, because he became the token boy.
Like, he ran for president. This man allegedly wasn't born in the US, but he still ran for president.
We were talking about selling out. Yeah. Like people talk about selling out. Yeah. Okay. That's because these folks don't give a damn about human beings, right?
Right.
But let's dig deeper than this. Mm-hmm. So we all know, it doesn't surprise me. This is the attack that's coming from all the critical race theory stuff. We talked about that some while back.
Right. We did.
But what it is now, these conversations are starting to happen. Mm-hmm. Educators, teachers have, curriculums.
Yeah.
Even within the teachers things, they've really started to they had to start having conversations about
what was going on.
What was going on? You know, even from the how do we relate to the kids? Mm-hmm. So this is provoking people to start learning about some of this stuff.
Right. Like, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but do you remember like the day after the last election, or sorry, the election before this one, or like, I'm not even sure if it was the day or like a couple days, but like right after there was a women's march.
Yeah.
So do you want, I think about it in this sense, would you not want teachers to talk about like why that's important?
No, they don't. They don't. Here's why. Again, we say this all the time on this show. Knowledge,
right?
Education is really key. It is really power.
Absolutely.
So let's take it from the standpoint of the racist, evil whites that don't want to see anything progress. They don't care about progression. All they care about is them being at top and in power, right?
Right.
This is coming from them. But if I can eliminate the education, again, we know that you take away education from a lot of things, it's hard to progress and grow, right? So they're gonna nip it at the bud. Think about this. We don't want you to know about any of this stuff.
Right.
We don't want you to know. And if you don't know,
how do you learn?
You don't learn. And not only that, you're going to learn what we want you to learn. Because now we can insert and instill what we want you to learn.
Right. And that's how, I feel like that's how, it's like if you just eliminate something and never talk about it, eventually it just goes away. Therefore, it never happened, or you can deny that it happened.
Yeah. Or you can dictate it away. You can put the smoke and mirrors up. You can manipulate it.
Right.
So this is what's happening here. We're going to manipulate the education system. Because wait, all these people learning about this, and what's happening is they're starting to think for themselves. They're starting to realize there's some bullshit out here. Nah, we're going to stand up against this. Right. So this is why the establishment is so powerful and so evil. It's like we trying to attack it on multiple fronts.
Right.
They're trying to attack us on multiple fronts too.
Right.
Hey, we got the people protesting and stuff like that. Hey, they can't protest if they don't know. What you protest? So if you don't know about any of this stuff, we're gonna cut it off. So I think about it from different. Think about from Black perspective.
Mm-hmm.
We barely get any of it as it is anyway.
Right.
We barely get it. We all been to school. We all know. Most of our Black kids, we probably get what 1%
of what we should have.
What we should have. It's already watered down and sugar coated. Go back to your history textbooks. They make slavery look like, hey, everybody was cool. They were straight with it, though. It was okay.
They immigrated here.
Yeah. Now they mad for, we don't know why they mad now. Like, it's really bullshit. So now, take that away. So now, the little bit that we were taught, we ain't getting that no more.
Right.
And think about it, too. I think about it as a parent. If you don't know what you don't know,
right? You
don't research what you don't know,
right?
You can't live and do anything which you've never been exposed to,
right?
I'm gonna cut all that out for you. So I think about the next generations coming up. We got some knowledge. I share with my kids now.
Yeah.
My kids aren't going to have the same level of knowledge that we get from school, from that, right? So the level of knowledge begins to diminish by the generations that pass.
Yeah.
History over time gets lost.
Right.
If you don't have anyone to tell it, if you don't have things to tell the history, it will get lost.
Right.
If Black history gets lost, what do our children and the generations coming have to hold on to?
Right.
Because to be honest with you, think it's just going to end with the schools?
No, they're gonna take out everything that we have built.
It'll be like, remember that scene in Black Panther when Killmonger's in the museum and he's talking to the lady supposed to be a historical expert, right?
Right.
And he already knows the history. He knows where these artifacts have come from.
Right.
But he's asking her this to mess with, see if she know, right? So one place she got, this came from this place. This one came from Wakanda. This came from somewhere else. And he's like, nah.
That's vibranium
too.
That's vibranium.
So she's like,
don't worry, I'm gonna take it off your hands.
Yeah. So she's like, excuse me. He's like, no, I know where that came from. But he had to know.
Right.
But imagine if he didn't know where that came from. Now he goes on her word. Think about how powerful that scene is.
Right.
If you don't know, you go on their word. They're going to teach you whatever the hell they want.
Right.
This scares me.
Right. Like imagine how many field trips you've had to the museum and they have those little plaques up and they have that little tour that your class goes on. Imagine how many lies you've been told.
That's my...
Because I think about that now, especially with like my generation, the way we came up, like we had a bunch of field trips to the museum. And now I'm looking back on it and I'm like, oh, so this could all be, I mean, probably 90% of this stuff wasn't true.
Yeah. Looking back now as we gotten older, we had to go back and the things we were taught, like, wait, they told us what?
Right.
Nah. We know now as adults because we had to go do research. We had to we found out later. But here's another problem with that. We are willing and inclined to do research.
Right.
There's a very small percentage of us that actually do that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of still Black people that take that knowledge and are okay with it. They take it as word, they take it as education, and they cool.
Right.
And because they cool and they comfortable and all that, they don't go back and they don't figure it out. They don't get the real.
Right. Because they're comfortable with where they are. Yeah,
I think there's a lot of reasons. And sometimes that, but also too, like ignorance is bliss, but you may not, again, you don't know what you don't know. So you go into life thinking, this is what happened. Everything around me kind of dictates this is what happened. Okay.
Right. This is just the way it is.
And then the problem is, here's the problem. And then you encounter someone like us. Or you encounter something like this show.
Yeah.
And it's saying things that are completely different than what you've been taught.
Right.
So now you have an option. You're at a crossroads at this point.
Right.
I can hear what they're saying and say, wait.
There's some holes there.
Yeah, something right here. Let me go figure it out. Or I can go, who are you? Who are they? Who are they? They talking that bullshit. They lying. They talking that other stuff. They some radical. They some extreme.
Right.
They
And I feel like with that, it's not. See, there's that, and then there's also hearing that, saying that, and then explaining to the person what really happened or what's really going on.
Yeah.
And then there are people that are that only go as far as saying what you said, saying like, man, they lying. So what really happened?
So, and therein lies the problem. But what happens with that? Division. Now, 3 different perspectives, 4 different perspectives, 5 different perspectives. We all over the place now.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's throw in social media to that fire. Let's get on Twitter. Somebody say something to contradict something somebody else says. What happens? World War III on Twitter against our own people.
Yep.
It's just like, I hate to go back to this. It's the Matrix thing.
Yeah.
Neo gets pulled out of the Matrix, but in his own crew, Cypher wasn't with it.
Right.
So what'd he do? I want to go back to ignorance. He says ignorance is bliss.
Mm-hmm.
Put me back in. Right. I don't want to live in this truth. This is horrible over here.
Right. And I understand why someone would want to go back into that.
Yeah.
Because like you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And then also you can deny what you there's a level of denial that like
you can deny. But think about it, especially when it's a hard knock life when you know the truth.
Absolutely.
And let's keep it 1,000. When you know it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even for me, not only do I know the truth, I've talked with the people who manipulate it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard them flat out say it.
Right.
And you can either, okay, you know what? I could easily say, fuck, I'm good over here. I'm good. We straight. I got the bread. I'm good. My family good. Everybody good over here. We ain't got anything. I don't have to fight that fight. I'm good. Got money. Got a good job. Everybody good. All that. But no. There's a responsibility to this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, and I'm not saying I'm some extremists out there screaming for the mountaintops, but how I'm gonna raise my kids knowing what's out there.
Right.
How I'm gonna look at my peoples, my brothers, and I can be able to share a little something with them that may help them along the way.
Right.
No.
Right. And then like I think about it in that sense, but I'm like, how do I have kids in the future and bring them into this society that tells them, oh, these features are nice, these features are frowned upon, like that we define this as beautiful, this is ugly. Like how am I supposed to bring my children into the world with that out there?
Because you got to tell them what's real.
Right.
The responsibility is ours.
Absolutely.
To tell them what's real.
Mm-hmm. We have to put our kids on.
We have to. Because if we don't, and we depend on these powers that be, it's not going to happen.
Right. If we don't give them the info, they'll get it from somewhere else.
They'll get it from somewhere else. They will. And so, again, this goes back to the root of all this that scares me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think about it from, okay, that's us. That's the Black folks. We got to go through all that.
Yep.
But also think about it from white and white privilege perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they're not learning our history either. Yeah, they
No,
barely
they're
learn
not.
it. So what happens on that side of the fence?
Mm.
Again, they're told everything is hunky dory.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is cool. Black people wilding out for no reason. We don't know why they do that. We don't know they acting like monkey. They act crazy. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So they live with that side. And what
Right.
happens when they encounter us?
Right.
When they see these things,
they don't know what to do,
or they just dismiss it.
Mm-hmm. You remember there was a commercial that said that, like, it was a commercial for the talk, and like there was a black family, there was a boy, and then his parents came to him and they said, all right, we got to talk to you about this, because if we don't talk to you, it can cost you your life.
Yeah.
Like, cops aren't always your friend, and you have to be careful the way you maneuver. And that's how the commercial kind of started, and then it panned to a white family, and the dad was like, what said to the son, if you ever get in trouble, just flag down a cop. And it makes you realize that we're not living the same life.
No, we're not.
These are two different like we said before, or other people have said before, these are two different Americas.
Yeah.
Like, I'm living a different life than you are.
Yeah.
You have way more opportunity than I do.
And privilege. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then not only think about, so we know that's a given, right? We know that
Mm-hmm.
part.
Yeah.
So then I want you to listen to the words they use. Dangerous theory.
Right. What's dangerous about it?
Poison that is being poured. So now, not only are you not getting it, you're getting that this is the most horrible stuff ever.
Right. And not only that, not only are you not getting it, you're being told that it's toxic. You're being told it's poison.
Exactly. So again, one of the things that happened over the last year that we started to see, we started to see a lot more white people become sympathetic and enlightened to what Black people were going through.
Right.
And they were picking up and they were out there protesting alongside. There's a lot of white people out there doing that.
Right.
And they were out there with us because they started to see, wait, this is some bullshit.
Right.
That's about to be stripped away.
The
earlier I can tell you this is poison, I can tell you that this is toxic, dangerous.
Right.
You lose them.
Right.
Now they grow up thinking race is bad again.
Right.
Talking about race is horrible. If we don't talk about it, like if we don't get that dialogue, I have a friend, one of my closest friends. She's a white woman, one of my dearest friends. And our conversations, if she grew up in the Midwest. Moved, I think, to Baltimore first. But she's a social worker.
Right. Worked
in Baltimore, and I remember the conversation we had from her coming from the Midwest, coming to Baltimore is like eye-opening.
Right.
Like, WTF, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I've seen this woman fight. Let me be honest, I've seen her fight for Black boys harder than I've seen some Black people fight for Black boys. I'm gonna say that again too. Watch. But she sees, because she chose to learn and educate herself.
Absolutely.
About how America is different for us.
Right.
And she chose to say, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. But she even said, growing up in the Midwest, she never encountered any of this stuff before.
Right.
She didn't, never really had to, me and her probably would have never been friends in the Midwest.
Right.
But now we connect, and she's curious. She'll call me, she'll text me, ask me, what's up with this? What's going on? What is this about? And we sit down, we've had dinner, we'll sit down and talk about this stuff. And I'm open and honest about it,
Right.
And she takes that in, and she takes that with her, and she does what she needs to do. But I imagine if even the piece of dialogue that we have now, that's not going to happen. That wouldn't, under these laws, those are the things that are going to start getting stripped away.
Right. And
that's a big deal.
It's terrible.
This is. And so if you didn't, these guys are evil, yo. These guys are good. They're going to find, this is the conversation that's had at this level. Mm-hmm. I want y'all to think about that. When you think these dudes are just crazy, you think they just talking, they really plotting and scheming and planning out the future for their race.
Right. Pushing their agenda.
To stay on top. And we use the word white supremacy.
Right.
This is how deep it goes. People think, oh, is this we hate black people? Oh, yeah, that.
It's not only like with white supremacy, it's not just black people.
It's not just black people, but it's also to ensure that they remain on the top of the food chain.
Right.
And they will do anything and everything and hit multiple angles and how we're going to do this to make sure that happens. Mm-hmm. This is a future thing.
Right. Now remember, you saw the article, white people, like in a few years, white people are going to become a minority.
Yes. And so think about it. The minority is going to rule the majority. Mm-hmm. That's how they roll. So what things can we do to put in every system that we've instilled? How can we ensure that we're going to abuse those systems to keep it going for us?
Right. So that we stay on top.
Yeah. Listen, okay, we're going to get them young. We're going to start off young.
Right.
Hey, elementary school, no, we ain't doing that no more. Middle school, no, we ain't doing that no more. Y'all ain't doing that no more. Mm. Think about how we're gonna take away a teacher's teaching license, Joe.
Do you know how long do y'all know how long it takes to even become a teacher?
You got we're gonna strip your license. We're gonna take your livelihood. Mm. Schools, fines start at $1 million.
Right.
If you ever seen a school, $1 million fine is hefty.
Right. Teachers don't make that money.
But also, is the school funding. Think about the schools that have predominantly minority populations. Mm-hmm. They don't get the same funding as the other ones do.
Right.
So when you take away $1 million and raising it up to $5 million each time a teacher does this, now you're going after the money. Right. Hit them in the pockets.
And then not only that, but think about PWIs and HBCUs and not even up to that point. Think about the middle schools, think about the elementary schools, think about the high schools.
That's what I'm saying. This public schools, yeah.
You're gonna especially the ones in not so great neighborhoods and you're gonna, that fine right there would shut down the school.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Shut down the district eventually.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. We're going to cripple you to the point where you can't do nothing.
Right.
And then now that changes culture.
Right.
Principals they ain't definitely not going to try to hit that fine.
Right.
Because what happens? A couple fines, they're going to get fired.
Right.
They're going to get up out of there too. They're going to get rid of them. Mm-hmm. Couple fines. So now the whole school culture changes.
Right.
And so then I'm looking at the next article. This is how Tennessee officials proposed that they're going to enforce the new law. They're enforcing the law. So even in this article, it says they don't even mention the words critical race theory in the laws. That's how slick they are. They know better.
Right. Because it's the buzzword.
Yeah. So they're going to enforce these laws. And so now they're talking about you got to report these things. Mm-hmm. So you got to file, report, which have a connection to the school, whether it be the students, the parents, or employees. And the district has 60 days to investigate the rule. People who aren't satisfied can appeal. Right. This bill. Yeah, right. So pretty much you snitching.
Right.
You snitching. And
we know what they say about snitching.
But you're going to be able to do this discreetly. I'm pretty sure it's going to be probably anonymous. But then, okay, you appeal. You appeal to the same people who accused you.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds familiar, right?
Yeah.
It sounds just like our criminal justice system.
Yeah. And we've seen what goes on there.
Yeah. So again, this is man, I think it's a conversation that we all need to be talking about.
Absolutely. Tennessee's
done this. I know a couple other states, if they haven't already done
so. Pretty sure Texas is doing this.
Florida probably at this point, like the southern states, you know.
Right.
Once one of them catches wind that this works, see how quietly they swept this under the rug. We ain't hear about it until after the laws are passed, because that's how they really roll too.
Yep.
They ain't making this public. They ain't squeezing it. Nah, we just gonna go ahead and slide that legislation in there real quick. Everybody passed that. Cool. All right. Then they say, oh, this is what we did. Did. You ain't gonna say so. I don't care what you think. Then, oh man, look at this. This is deep. Yeah, they're really going in. So think about like race, black, white, but then you incorporate everybody in there.
Yeah.
So, we have to be careful for a lot of this stuff, y'all.
Absolutely.
This is they play a really nasty, dirty game, and we got to find ways to fight back.
Right. And you know what the sad thing is? When we start playing the same game, they're like, oh, you can't do that. Wait, hold on, why not? Weren't y'all doing this over here?
Well, we can't do because they control the cards.
Right.
It's like,
and once the cards are in your favor, they're like, oh no, we got to change the rules now.
Yeah, they're gonna change. Yep. Keep moving the goalposts. We're gonna keep changing the rules up.
Absolutely.
I know. I've heard one argument. But that's why we have HBCUs and blah. We can't wait for our kids to turn into college before we start teaching this stuff. It's far too long.
Yeah,
far too long. But the argument I heard was, well, you know, as parents, we have the responsibility, and blah. Yes, we do, and we should.
Yep.
How many parents are currently doing this? How many parents are currently really teaching real Black history to their kids right now? So if we ain't doing it now, so again, I don't fully, you know, yes, true. What about the kids who ain't got no parents?
Right.
What about the kids whose parents can't teach them?
Right.
And they kind of depend on the system to get educated.
Right.
Even me, my wife, we're here. We do a lot of this stuff. But we just not home. We're not school.
Right.
We're not school. We do depend on the education system to cover a lot of things.
Yeah. But I feel, you want to hear something? So I feel like a lot of I feel like what we're like this discussion that we're having right now, it happens a lot, or it doesn't happen a lot, but I think it happens a lot more once the kid gets in trouble for something, gets into a racial altercation.
Yeah, but
and then it's sad because, like, you know what teachers say or what schools say, they're always like, oh, bullying won't be tolerated, which is a lie. But also, like, there's no reform, there's no education on why this was wrong.
No, because they don't care. They don't care to reform you.
Right.
They don't care.
Yeah, our justice system is very much, it very much shows that.
Yeah. Look at damn over. The whole goal is to lock you up.
Right.
They just want to lock you up. Just like we heard, how many stories have we heard? That was knowingly innocent.
Right.
They know he's innocent. Still locked up. Knowing they did it, knowing.
Right.
He was innocent. So same thing here. I just okay. Another example. Think about Black History Month.
Mhm.
That automatically goes away here.
Right.
Ain't gonna be no Black History Month teaching in Tennessee if this is how it's gonna be.
Right.
Schools barely did it. I'm in Maryland. Schools barely did it here.
Mm.
If it wasn't for the Black teachers who actually took up the mantle and said, "Nah, we're gonna teach something.
Right.
We're gonna do our own thing over here." Mm-hmm. Tennessee teachers won't do that.
Right.
Because if they do that, they getting jammed up.
Right.
So I think of little things like that. And if they really gully, what do you do with the other races? Can you celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month? Can you celebrate Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month?
Right.
We're gonna jam everybody up.
Right. Because if you're taking this away, you got to take all of them away.
Yep.
And once you take all of them away, it's not only going to be the Black people that are mad. It's going to be everybody that's mad.
But I want to see how this is enforced as well too.
Right.
Because we know the root of it is critical race theory.
Right. It's not just one race.
They're gonna pick and choose.
Right.
Because if you're really tough, you can't do race, then what about them?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna talk about dangerous and murders and everything in between and evil they've been.
Right.
No.
Like you know what it's going to, where it's going to start? Imagine growing up, how many teachers butchered somebody's name? It's going to start right there.
First day of school.
Right.
But
I've seen kids want to fight after the teacher mispronouncing their name.
Yeah. There's ways to get around that too.
Right.
I used to do it. There's ways to get around that. But we'll say that for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I would love to hear people's thoughts. Again,
yeah.
People need to be aware of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to sound too political, but if you haven't found a way to participate, what are we looking at, fam? Oh Lord, you write notes.
Yeah.
But if you haven't found a way to figure out how to push back on some of this stuff, we got to do something. Mm-hmm. I know voting all that stuff. I know people feel about that, but at some point, whatever it is you do it.
Right.
Don't just sit back and let them just try to legislate our history out.
Right. Don't bring a sword to a gunfight.
Swords. Bama's ain't even bringing that. They bringing fists to a gunfight. Thinking no. I don't know, but whatever it is, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to get too caught up. Like people I know, first thing people say, vote. Whatever it is you do, because there's other things you can do. Whatever it is you do,
right?
Just do it. Whatever.
Absolutely.
Whatever you feel like is going to help at this point.
Right.
And if you're not sure, people can help you figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that's all I got on that. Just wanted to share that.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah. We got any Bobs and Karens?
We do.
All right. What's up with the madness?
All right. Let's start with the Karen that. So apparently, woman was walking her dog. Here comes Karen. Your dog is like, you're like, why are you walking your dog here? Like, it.
We know. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I love that too. I know my neighborhood. I watch them.
Right.
You know what they do? I tell you what they do in my neighborhood. Bobs and Karens, they'll never walk the dog on their own grass, on their own yard.
Right.
What do? They take them for a walk.
Yeah. Hey.
And they walk them up the street.
Right.
To the neighbors' yards.
Mm-hmm.
Neighbors' grass.
Right.
Some people are really considerate and they pick it up. They do the whole little pickup thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them aren't. They don't give a damn.
Right.
I see them in my neighborhood. Man, I live in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
You live on the other end of the street, probably quarter mile away.
Right.
But he's shitting down here on my yard.
Right. You went out of your way to come to my yard and have your done shit.
You don't even live on this block over here. I see there's a neighborhood right around the corner. 2 big golden retriever looking dogs.
Mm.
He walk them on the street. We got sidewalk, walk them on the street. Don't let you drive by. He looking at you all crazy, like you driving too fast, even though his dog's on the street.
Right.
Oh, no. So, like, again, it is another avenue. They just want to attack people. Right. They the ones who originated this foul, dirty stuff. But keep, whatever.
Yeah. And then let's go to everyone's favorite place.
Florida.
Yeah. Specifically in Kings Lake. Apparently there's this path that people walk where this Karen lives, or around where this Karen lives. And she's been harassing people that have been walking the path. And like I've definitely seen people get angry about like certain people walking in certain places, but I feel it's not that serious. It's not that serious.
This is a public trail?
Yeah.
Right. Public trail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do what you want. You can walk. Yeah. My boy tells me, yeah, we used to get that too.
Mm.
Bro, there's a trail by my house and take you a couple different places. That's where the pond was. That's where our basketball court was.
Mm-hmm.
And even back then, there were some Karens.
Right.
And again, everybody used this trail. Bikers, hikers, walkers, whoever. And for whatever reason, they would just be angry at the people and other people on the trail. It's big enough, it's wide enough for everybody. But I don't know, there's people, this entitlement.
Yeah.
But again, that's what makes them Bob and Karen.
Yeah. I'm also entitled to giving you this. No, let me chill. Let me chill. Let me chill.
That's a miserable life.
It is.
I don't think we talk about that enough.
Yeah.
It's a miserable life to be always worried about somebody else.
It takes too much effort.
It takes a lot of effort. That means you go out your way. That's thought, that's energy, all that. Like, that's a miserable life to live.
I can't do it.
Go bake some cookies or something. The hell, like, go do something with your life. Go enjoy your life.
Right. I don't see how you can hate from my side of the club.
That's what I said. Imagine that's how you know racism and stuff is evil.
Right.
Right. Because you essentially dedicating parts of your life to someone else. But think about it, you're dedicating your life to the downfall of a whole nother race of people.
Right.
What are you doing with your life? All these stories about Bob and Karen doing all this stuff. None of them are.
Sorry, go ahead.
I say these are all miserable ass people.
Right.
Pray for them.
Right. I see what you're doing with your life. You're hating.
And that's like, chose to live your life. Everything around you. That's why Black people, we be happy. We be doing us.
Right.
We be doing us, yo.
In our own lane.
Go, you know what? Y'all, we good over here.
Again.
And they be big mad.
Right. I don't see how you can hate from my side of the club.
Who's hating on a nigga the trail? Goodness gracious. Like, that's how angry you are.
That's your whole thing?
That's your whole bag right there. People walking their dog, people angry on the trail, like, go somewhere.
Right.
Go watch St. Elsewhere or something. Like, go turn on some soaps. middle of the day, whatever it is you do, Martha Stewart or something, just go do it.
Right. Like the great philosopher Schoolboy Q says, that's your whole thing. Like, come on now.
That's a miserable existence.
Absolutely. Always worrying about what other people are doing.
Those are worth it. And we got some of those too. I ain't go front. And we be hating on our own folks. We do all that. And every time I hear that you're around those type of people, get away from them as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Because those are the worst type of people to be around. For real. You spend your life thinking about what somebody else is doing. Worry about what somebody else is doing. And then not only that, you taking upon yourself the energy to go confront them.
Right.
That's ballsy too. Depressed and miserable. Go ahead.
Live your life. You do you. I'm gonna do me.
You go do you, man. Do you. That's why I be ignoring them. Sometimes you just gotta ignore them because, like, yo, your life is trash.
Right.
Like, I hate to say it like that, but that's what it is. You're not gonna bring my life down though.
Right.
Not. They be trying. Whatever. Is that all? That's all we got?
Yeah. Yeah. That's all we got.
You know what?
Here's a message. Like we always say, mind your damn business.
Mind your business. Be home. Get home safe.
Yep.
But also enjoy it. Enjoy life.
Right. You're here for a reason.
And there's a lot of things going on in this world.
Right.
I look at places like Haiti.
Right.
Pray for Haiti. Pray for the people in Haiti.
Absolutely.
Haiti's got hit with a crazy earthquake. Thousands of people have died at this point. Hurricane is coming. They're about to hit. They're about to get the double whammy.
Right. The president was assassinated.
President was assassinated a couple months back.
Right. They're getting it from all sides, pretty much.
So life is crazy. Spend time enjoying it. Figure out what makes you happy. Enjoy the little things in life, yo.
Yeah.
We got, like I said, there's people in parts of the world that are really suffering right now. People in this country really suffering and struggling right now.
Absolutely.
We got all these things. People, they try and erase history and try and do whatever it is. They're trying. So whatever gets you up every morning, whatever keeps a smile on your face, whatever keeps you going, do it.
Indulge in it.
Yeah. Because if the rest of the world had its way, insert here. That's all I got.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to do this week. We're going to enjoy it, David. We're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to stay up.
Yes, sir.
You know, keep each other in prayer, keep each other up, keep our family members, our loved ones up, you know, and that's what we're going to do. Hope y'all do the same. So until next week, y'all, Community Coalition Show brought to you by the Black Squirrel Media Network.
Yes, sir. Come to Black Squirrel.
Come to Black Squirrel. Check us out. And we out, y'all. Peace.